My flow. Good morning and welcome to the Do It With a session for the 22nd of October. I love that. It's 2/2 and it's 10:11. We're a bit late to start this morning because we had only Sonia on. So everyone sent me little messages to say they weren't available. So Sonia gets a one-on-one and I think it's in perfect timing as it always is. So we kind of had a chat and we got talking behind the scenes before I hit record. But I think to bring you up to speed, what we're talking about is Sonia was explaining, the difference between the visionary energy of creation, of getting really clear on what it is that you want to create versus the implementation energy of actually making something or getting something to the point of being able to monetize it. And I think there's a really big kind of bridge and a lot of obstacles that can get in the way, whether that is imposter syndrome or just your belief in people willing to exchange the value that you've placed on something, or that what you have is something people will pay money for. Like there's a whole stack of stuff that I think goes on. And so I think there's a common theme that happens, Sonia, that people get into this creation because that part is easy and that doesn't bring up your fears. Like you can have all the dreams in the world and that doesn't really trigger a lot of fear in the sense of you can put them out to the universe, you can claim them, you can say all that stuff in the manifestation process. But then I think the next part is the inspired action. And Laura spoke about it the other day, and I was like, oh, she put it so eloquently into words. But I think it is that you've got to be willing to take these uncomfortable steps, which is what makes you grow.
Yeah. And as she was saying about it's easy for the creation, I feel there's the polar opposite of that, where people are so doers and they're just stuck from their creativity. They
Yeah,
just
very
don't have the
valid.
ideas,
Yeah.
so it can be like,
Yeah.
polar
Each
opposites.
person will have their different flow, flow state, because I think too, a lot of people have pointed out like that is my genius, is to be able to have this high visionary ability, but also the nitty gritty. I'm not afraid of getting into the weeds and doing the hard work and sticking at something. I have a very, I call it a bulldog. So I could have found a prettier term, but I've got a real bulldog mentality. If I start something, like if I write a list of tasks, it's almost like I won't let myself leave my desk until they're done, because that is my sense of completion. It's not the vision. I don't have a lot of weight in coming up with a great idea. I often hear myself, sprouting ideas are like assholes. Everyone's got one, because I do feel like everyone has a great idea. I have so many people pitch their great ideas to me, and I'm like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you've got what it takes to actually stick with that idea. And, and I think that's the staying power of staying when it's like the vision has all this good feeling energy. The implementation is often drudgery, like it's hard, and it's you want to just throw all the toys out of the cot. That's my experience. But I think some people, you're right, they do the do. Um, but I think, ultimately we have to identify what it is and who we're serving. We have to get visibility, but we have to have, I think what you voiced beautifully the other day when you were doing your website was how hard it was for people to give you their money. And to me, that's a big piece, is that we kind of know what we can do, but we haven't found it, wrapped it up in a bow and made it really easy for people to go, yeah, I want that. And here's my money to do that. And there's 1,000 reasons why, but I think just getting to that place and then confidently standing behind that offer with a knowing that you can deliver it. And that takes something extra. And that's where I always say get some beta clients, and what you've done, with taking on clients and working through and really putting in so much more than the time trade that you would normally do to increase your competence and increase your confidence in your ability to deliver. That is what brings your value up and brings energetically your alignment to putting an offer out there and being totally aligned to receive.
Mm.
And I think some people just aren't willing to do that either, especially when we're on in our careers, like we're older in our age, we've done 1,000 things, we've been paid really handsomely for other things. It's a kind of punch in the guts, so to speak, like when you've got to kind of go, oh, I'm starting from scratch again in this particular arena. I think you move really quickly up, but you've got to be willing to start and learn and get your stripes.
Yeah, I feel like it's called the messy middle, and
Yeah.
it's like, here we go again, messy middle. Like it's embracing it all, and like it's not that we're ever starting again, truly starting again, because we have all these skills that are just so transferable, and I feel like it builds up resilience. So I feel like you're collapsing the time frame, like it's never going to take you as long as if you don't have those prior skills. So, and I feel like one of my gifts is that I can see like someone will share something with me and instantly I'll go, oh yeah, you could do that, you could do that, oh I could see this, and they're like, oh my gosh, I could never have seen that. And so yeah, like that's why I love the collaboration. I love being part of this. I love being part of the sisterhood. And when you and Laura were sharing your stories the other day, one of the things I realized I had a sisterhood wound, that had come up in me. And I've spoken to a lot of people that have also had sisterhood wounds where you feel like you have to do it on your own because, maybe you've been let down or you've lost your trust. And, that is actually a really deep wound. And we don't collaborate because we hold things close. So that's been something that's really come up in this space, in this container. And I just really want to thank you and Laura for that because I didn't realize I had that wound. So thank you
Mm.
for that.
Yeah, well, I definitely had it, and my experience, I think, intimately. So, like, it took me a lot to.
Mm.
I knew I had to reach out. But I also, I think reaching out to somebody that has something that you want, like with Laura, I didn't, not skill set wise, but as in she had a massive community that I was like, I want access to that. I want to have that massive community again. Can I build it from scratch? Yes. Can I collaborate with somebody and bring massive value to what they do? But I had to really um brace myself to approach that, and I had to confront a whole lot of fears of, was I good enough and whatever else. And Laura said to me on the phone the other day, she's like, and I think you said something to me, it was all in the one day, and I got this real message of like, I don't value myself enough, but I also feel like that's what's attractive about me, is that I don't have this I'm out to prove the world about how fantastic I am. Like, I really am humble.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I need to realize my skills and how good I am at what I do. But I think too, I'm healing from falling. And I think if you fell off the roof, you would have broken bones, and it's taken me a lot longer to heal than I thought. And we're launching a masterclass next week, and that's my first masterclass. I've got so many things that are coming up, like around collaboration and building something, and I am doing it differently, and I am doing it with based on the lessons that I have learnt, and I am protecting myself, and I am valuing my part in the puzzle. But I think too, like, collaborating with another person that is a strong, influential leader, um, is confronting because there can be a struggle for power, a struggle for ownership of tasks and doing things and creativeness, because two visionaries working with each other, like that's a big thing, because you kind of like both creating, and it could be opposing creation. It's not necessarily collaborative all the time. And so you've got to work with what someone else's flow is, and go with that. And I think that's where, finding someone to work with, like it's not everybody that you kind of get in that dance with. And
Mm.
I think if you've chosen the wrong one, it hurts when it fails, and because you don't go into it thinking it's not going to work.
No.
So it's when it doesn't. But I think it's what I find is interesting is I have stayed like true north to what I wanted to create. And I launched Onlinepreneur with Joe, and then now I'm launching Infinite Wealth, which is so much more than Onlinepreneur was ever going to be. And it's in a totally different form, but it's practically the same thing.
Mm.
Because I stayed with that, what I wanted and what I wanted to create, I've aligned the right people to continue with that vision. And I think that's the power of really believing in what you want to create and sticking with it through the shitty times, and not, I could have thrown the baby out with the bathwater, and I think I did. And I just quickly ran out and got the baby. Because I was like, no, this is my this is my thing. This was my creation. And yes, I collaborated to come up with that concept, and I probably wouldn't have gone down that path if I hadn't have taken that previous path. But now it's so much more than I ever thought was possible. So you know, I'm hopeful for what the future brings and where this goes from here. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
yeah, it's been beautiful to have a lot of you that hey Mari, a lot of you speaking as Mari comes into the room that have been by my side through that too. Like I think that's also been um beautiful, like to just have that loyal continuation of people that are by my side through the ups and the downs, and you know the hiccups and the trials and tribulations. But I feel like that longevity in relationships is something that uh, I can't remember who I was speaking to, but it was only yesterday, and they said some of the key things that successful entrepreneurs, traits that successful entrepreneurs have. I think, could it be you? Might have been you that was saying it, but it was they were listening to these interviews, and one of the traits was they get a skill and they become an expert in that particular skill set. And so they stay at their skill set continuously to like improve. And the other one was they never give up. When people aren't supporting them and people aren't actually, they're abandoning them, or they're not seeing what their vision is, they stay true north to what it is that they really want. And I was like, that's really interesting, because yesterday I took my kids for their first swimming lessons, and both of them wanted to quit and didn't want to do it because they weren't good. And I was like, what is the reason that you go to lessons? Like, why do you learn something? So you can become better. Like Olympic swimmers still have swimming lessons. Yes, are they learning as much? Probably not. They're just refining and finding that 1% that they can really hone in on. And that's where I think we need to remind ourselves as business owners that we're in school, we're continuously just wanting to refine. And if we've been in school for a long time, which a lot of us have, that refinement may be, weeks and weeks apart, but or it may be immersion as it is for you at the moment, Sonia. I know like your learning curve is massive, but it also will at some point get to a point where you will be at expert status. And so your growth will only be small, but the small things that you grow will bring you leaps and bounds ahead, because also so many people will have fallen off
Mm.
path and given up on that. So you become rarer and rarer the longer you stay on,
Day. Yeah.
on
And I
path.
think that's what I got from both yours and Laura's story was, even though I've had the knocks, I'm still here. I'm still showing up. I'm still doing the do, because my why is bigger than my excuses. My why is bigger than the results that I'm currently getting. And I know that, when it's right, but I'm still heading there, that North Star. And there's been lots of detours and there's been lots of like, what the hell am I doing? Am I crazy? Like, but, I also love the saying too, how they say a jack of all trades, a master of none. But a lot of people forget the last sentence. They often just say that. So it's like a jack of all trades, a master of none, but a genius of many. And a lot of people forget to say that sentence. And so I have that as a mantra, because I am a jack of many trades, probably not a master of one, but I am a genius of a lot of different things. And
You know
I
what?
think,
But you are a master. Like you have mastered a lot of things. I think just as you've mastered them, you've moved on to something that's more stimulating. Like you're a master of photography. You can't say that you're not. Like, and this is interesting because it's funny because when you become a master of something, you're usually surrounding yourself by people that are way smarter than you are, that are teaching you that particular thing. And so to me, you're a master of photography. To your peers and people that you admire, you're probably not. And so
yeah,
that's where I think we need to look backwards as well as looking forwards when we're on our journey, because there will only be one or two ahead of us, but there'll be thousands behind us. And I
mm,
think that's a really important part when you're mastering something, is to realize that you only have to be two steps ahead of somebody to be a master to someone.
yeah,
It's
I
funny.
like, yeah,
I
I,
said to Laura, like anyone can do this, like as in downplaying my skill set, because I do feel like anyone can do this. I'm teaching you to do this, like I'm teaching Mari to do this, like anybody can learn these skills. If I keep on my trajectory, will you ever overtake me? Possibly, like possibly you'll go in a direction and have a different skill set to what I do, but have a master of something. And I think we all have that capability. However, as she reminded me, she goes, it's not something she would ever pursue. So she aligns with somebody that has that skill set and doesn't have the need to master it herself.
yeah, yeah,
And I think that's where Kimberly
yeah,
really put it in a call, was collaboration allows multiple masters in different facets. And that's where I think the collaboration between Laura and myself has been phenomenal, is because we're masters of something completely different, but very
they
complex.
complement, they complement each other. Yeah, no, that's true. And it's interesting what you said about you get to a stage like, after 20 years of photography, it just becomes second nature. I don't even think about it. I take things for granted. And I was bored. It was like, okay, what's my next body bliss experience? And so, yeah, I feel like for some of us, we want to grow, like it's that growth, like we just want to keep growing. But I feel like those skill sets, they complement whatever we do anyway, you know. I think of where I was and where I've come in this online space. My photography skills, my design skills within the house and styling. When I was listening to one of the stories, I actually always wanted to be an architect. Like that was, even in primary school, I wanted to be an architect. That was what I was going to do. And then when I went to architect school, it was batshit boring. Like we were stuck in this dark, dingy office and drawing out maps, and we'd go out and sight every now and then. And it was like, this is not what I thought it was going to go. So I went down the road of interior design and I thought, oh my God, this is so much more fun. You know, it was awesome. But I was a country girl and there was no way I was going to move to Melbourne and go to the big, you know, design schools or anything. So I sort of put that dream on the side. But what I've realized through my life, I've done the interior design, I've done the architecture through other things, like through my photography, through my fashion design, through my retreats. And I was chatting to ChatGPT the other day, and Chatty said, you're actually an alignment architect. You actually are an architect, but you're just not an architect of physical buildings. Like you're an architect of people's businesses and their software and their programs and packaging things. And yeah, so, you know, what we have in our mind and what we think it's going to be, it actually ends up being something better. And I'm just so grateful for all the experiences that I've had. So, yeah, so that's
I
what I
think
got.
I think that exercise of actually realizing that is and I said this on one of the calls, is that I feel like this moment in time is a crescendo of all of the things that I've done, my sales, my marketing, my tech, my you know, teaching, my network marketing, all of the things that I thought failed or flopped or weren't exactly what I have come together to be this perfect CV for exactly what I'm doing right now. And I'm like, you know, I see as an architecture, you know, like as an interior designer and having that architecture background, like you would have been set like worlds apart from just an interior designer. And I think sometimes we forget to embrace that thing that didn't turn out the way that we thought it was going to be. It wasn't a degree that we ended up building houses or designing houses, which is, you know, the fundamental thought when somebody goes architecture. But architecture, like I go, that skill set in web design, like you have probably adapted to understanding web design way more than somebody else because you have that fundamental skill of architecture, of
Mm,
knowing that you have to build in a certain structure for it to be functional. Same,
yeah,
exactly the same like
yeah.
philosophy. And I've not studied architecture, but I can guarantee that whatever you've learned over there will apply to a design of a website. And I actually
Mm,
use often, you know, the block of land is your server, the house is your website, because the whole structure of a house and the way in which you move through where the front door is and how easy it is to find the letterbox, and you know, and that journey that you come in and then you take into the VIP room, like that is the layout of a house. And that is a really architectural kind of thought process
mm,
of, okay, you want flow, you want people to be able to come in and feel a certain way, and like it's all in
yeah,
an interior design, the feel, the, you know, that all
yeah.
comes from all of that. So
It,
you know,
it
interesting.
makes sense. It makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
And it's really funny because, like, everyone, and I have been this, and I just said just then how boring it was in that little room on maps and drawing. And that is the planning, isn't it? It's like, how many of us hate that? Like, we're dragging people, kicking, like, trying to, what's the plan? Let's get clear. And even with my friends at the moment who are building a gorgeous retreat and they're going back to councils and what they can do, what they can't do, and regulations, and just so many different things before they can have this beautiful, you know, that they can present to the world. And it's like under the iceberg, all this work that's done that a lot of people don't actually see, but it's
You know
just
what? A
so
lot of people
important.
are happy to do all of that and not actually complete and create the retreat, you know, or do that end thing. Because I think Mari, if she's listening, will be laughing to herself, because I know,
Yes,
like,
I'm in the car, but I'm listening.
I'm like, Mari's totally resonating with this story, because Mari likes a certain part and piece of the journey. And so we all have this thing that comes easy to us, but then there's, you know, there's an equation that takes more than one thing to actually make it happen. And so we either need to collaborate with the people like you have with me to support you in that tech gap, or in anything that you do, if you can collaborate with somebody that has an audience, if you don't have one, or like Mari's going to all of you know, good kind of, one of the arenas that is Pilates, and like her ability to reach out and collaborate with someone that has access to hundreds of Pilates trainers, like that is a skill set. It's a gap that Mari has in her ability to bring what she has to the market. If she can collaborate and find someone that has that skill set, and it's a perfect match, like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still don't know
totally.
how it's going to work, but
But you
yeah.
go and do it anyway. That's what I love. Like, you're like, you don't know
Well,
what it's
it's
going to
a
look
never,
like.
yeah, it's a never ever evolving journey, isn't it? This whole, how do you grow and scale your business? You can't do it on your own. If you want to grow your business, at some point you have to bring in help, you have to collaborate. You can't expand all by yourself because you can't do all the work. And it's accepting that, yeah, there comes a point where I don't want to do all the work either. But it's I'm in a bit of a struggle street with this leadership thing because poor Sarah in the UK is struggling, and it's because she's trying to be a part of my business, and she's not able to create a vision for what she can do, and she's feeling the guilt of not keeping up with my crazy brain and what's happening in my business because she wants to attach herself to my business because we're good friends and we've got similar skill sets in some ways, but I feel like I'm smothering her now, and I'm like, you know what, she needs to almost, I'm going to have a call, an interesting call with her and release her from the pressure of trying to keep up with me and my business because she wants to be a part of it because she's not able to carve her own path. So, you know, I'm in a different space of collaboration and understanding what that really means for my own gains, but it's not a strong leadership quality if I don't let other people shine.
Well, yeah, and I think just reframing, she is capable. She just doesn't have the belief yet. So she's borrowing your belief
100%.
until she feels confident. And maybe she just needs you to remind her that she can do it.
Well, she doesn't know what she wants
Yeah.
to do. She's trying to keep up with my online webinars and my course and my coaching and the workshops that I run. And she's like, I can't do all this. And at no point have I ever told her she needs to.
Mm.
I have just given her the opportunity. If you want to do what I'm doing, here's the template. This is how I'm doing it. I'm happy to support you. But she's now getting tied up in knots because she can't cope with it all because she's still got a full-time job. And she's like, I can't. So she feels like she's failing. And I feel like I have, you know, kind of failed her by not recognizing that it's too much. She needs to not be so attached to my business and my expectations on myself. And she needs to carve her own path. So yeah,
That's and that's your
Collaboration comes in many forms.
Yeah. I think that's your journey too, is that you're growing as a leader, and your confidence in being able to sit down with her and say, you've got this, I'll support you, and I'm there for you. So you're not alone, because that's probably just what she's seeking.
Yeah.
And, you know, and switch it to handing her the baton. But, you know, I mean, Sonia can maybe speak to it, because I think that's been a bit of your journey, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm. In what context?
Well, just in the sense of you know, you're surging a path that is similar to what I do and similar to what we've worked on together, but you're making it your own. Like you've
Yeah.
taken components of what I do and you're definitely, you know, highly absorbing advice or direction from what I do, but you're creating your own version of it. And that has been a bit of an overwhelming path.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like for me, having this space of nearly 3 years of traveling, and not doing full-time work, but also having the stress of not always having cash flow either, um, to actually have my glow up map sort of land in my lap and how do all the parts and all the pieces fit together. So I've always been told all my life just to focus on one thing. You know, you're just crazy to split your energy and have all these different things. And my whole life, I've known that I've not meant to fit in one box and I've meant to find a way. How can we have everything like our cake and eat it too? And so I feel like my glow up map has like, how can I have go high level and use that as a skill set? How can I have a magic? How can I have live good? How can I have infinite wealth? How can I have all of this and show that it all fits together? They all complement each other. And you don't have to have them all, but if you want them all, you can. And I'm going to show you how you can wrap them all together and present it. But at the end of the day, not everyone's going to take all those parts, but I needed to do that for myself. And I thought it was a magic, or I thought it was live good, or I thought it was my coaching, or I thought it was the wellness retreat. But what I realized, and I guess with my architecture background and interior design, I actually needed a floor plan. I needed a map. I needed a house where I could, and each of these areas were rooms in that house. And how was my front door going to look? And yeah, like even just speaking about it now, verbalizing it, I go, oh my God, I needed to build my house. And I guess, Mari, that's your person. It's like, what's her house going to look like? Is she going to have the cottage garden? Is she going to have the Georgian verandas? Is she going to have it symmetrical? You know, is she going to have one room? Is she going to have double story? Like, it sounds like you've got a double story house with a beautiful view with all these gorgeous offers, but not everyone's going to want that. Someone might just want the love shack, the little
Yeah.
fibro building. Yeah.
Or a caravan. Like,
Or a
and
caravan.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I think that Sarah's been trying to fit into my house for so long that she's forgotten what she wants for herself.
Yeah.
So I just
some-
need to give her space to actually, you know, give her permission to build her own one.
yes. Well, give her guidance on how to actually pull that out, because I think that's something Sonia's definitely shown that flair of being able to do this map for somebody and go through a process, which is, you know, understanding what is it, all of your life experience. And we've just done this exercise, Mari, in Infinite Wealth, which has been a reflection on our past of all of the things that have made us who we are today, all of the career paths that we've had. And I know yours is exactly the same. Like you are in this moment right now with a compilation of your life's experiences that, you know, meld together to make you exactly where you are and providing the service and offerings that you have to the world because of, and there's only one person who has that, and that's you. Like, and so that's where, Sonia, like, yes, I feel like you had to do your own, but that is where you're starting and you're doing that for clients, because a multifaceted human has a multifaceted experience base that brings them to this place. But also they don't quite know how to put all the offerings in a way to the world. And that's where I think Sarah potentially could be at, is that she's just not sat down and done a glow up map or done you know, a mind map of what are all the skills that I bring to the table that are different to Mari's, but they might be similar, and what are the offerings that I'm going to lead with and end with so that I can build a customer journey that fits in with the available slot of time that I have. Like if I'm working full time, she doesn't have the bandwidth that you have to immerse herself in it.
Yeah.
So it might be doing that in one of your group sessions is actually helping people to map that out and understand what is it that they bring to the table, your course being one of the facets. Of course, that's going to be the common denominator, but what are all the other expertise that they bring? I'm not sure if you were on the call when we started to talk about this, but Sonia's done a degree in architecture and interior design, and like they were the compilations, and how that bridges into building websites and designing websites is so important. But it's a skill set that I can't offer, and it's not something that I've got a degree to back me up on. I've got years
Just to correct, I don't have a degree in architecture, but
I
it was
saw
a
you
pathway.
squirm when I said that, but I'm like, you went
Yeah,
down the path of that.
it was
Like,
a pathway, definitely. Yeah.
so I think, you know, Mari's got a similar compilation, if I can remember, but, you know, has come through as, you know, a high level massage therapist, working with Olympics, you know, Pilates, all of these facets of things that make Mari who she is, and being able to present and do a course the way that she has. And I think there's a piece probably that you need to take your clients through in your course to identify where does their course fit into the grand master plan of where they want to be in the world.
One
I
thing
don't
I'd
know if
like
I've
to
got the
add,
skill to do it.
yeah.
Well,
One thing
I'm
I'd like
eating and I've got a massage client and coming in 10 minutes.
Somebody in this call could help you.
One thing I'd really like to add that really landed for me, and even just being in the teaching industry for over 14 years, is unless you have a purpose to learn something, you're just not going to learn it. So I found building a website, I had an end goal. I needed to have a website, and the website needed to have elements. And one of the elements was the offers, and I wasn't clear on my offers. And so in order for me to launch my website, I needed to get clear on my offers. So I feel like even if your lady had a project that she needs to work on, so it draws these skills out that she has to have them. So I've never been so clear on my offers since building my website. And I would never have got clear if I did not have that project, if that makes sense, you know, like.
Yeah, it's a really uncomfortable place for me to be, knowing with what my vision for my own business is, but knowing that part of my business is actually leadership and supporting others. Like I've been in network marketing for many years, and I spent so many of those years putting my heart and soul into training people and dragging them to do the thing, and it soul sucks me, and I feel like I'm almost on the edge of that again, because I have no problem coaching and supporting Sarah. I just don't know if that is where I'm going to be lit up. So this is really uncomfortable. Like I know how to build my own business. I know how to help myself, but my business is part coaching and supporting others, because it's not just the menopause education. The big missing piece is, what do you do with it? You can learn all your ABCs, but does it mean you can read a book? No. It's how do you apply the knowledge? And I'm edging my way forward, understanding that the problem that everybody that's coming through my course is having, it's not the education. I'm great at teaching. It's the integration. But then it's not just the integration, because I have the solutions for that as well. It's the mindset. It's the, like you said, the clarity of knowing what you're offering. And I don't know if that part of the business lights me up. If I'm going to be honest, I don't want to sit and have these deep and meaningful, because it brings me right back to network marketing, where if their heart's not in it, they're never going to succeed. But I don't know if I can be the one to keep that flame going for them. So I'm in a really uncomfortable position going, oh my God, what do I do to stay true to myself, but be there to support them? Because I 100% want her to succeed. And I really want everyone that's come through my course to succeed in their own way. But where is the line that I need to draw in the sand to say, they can't lean on me for absolutely all of that. I can't give every piece of that journey to them. So do I need to redefine my offer and say, I can take you so far? But that's not fair, because I don't know. I feel like I'm in it's a funny old conundrum. And I can't actually be on this call for very long. I've got a massage client at 11. So just to let you know.
I just wanted to say thank you for really sharing that and being vulnerable, because like I feel like I can relate to so much of what you're sharing right now, and that responsibility. But what I'd like to say too, as a teacher, someone doesn't move to the next class unless they have the skill set. So it's a boundary thing, you know, so you're in this container, you've got this skill set. And when you have this skill set and it's all embodied and you're rocking it, then I have this container for you to move to this skill. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's what it is. Like you have a cap on what container they're on, and they have to, I don't know, like tick off some milestones. That would be like any certification. Sorry, you can't do this course until you've got these certifications.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I've actually just made a business setup checklist that people kind of need to do before they come and have their one-to-one business call with me, which is part of the course.
Yeah.
Because some of them don't even have an ABN. And I'm like, I can't teach you how to run a workshop if you don't have X, Y, and Z. So there's a 10-step checklist for a business that I've just literally made yesterday for that exact reason of, until you have somewhere to have an email market, a database, get a database. I don't care what it is. I'm not interested in teaching you the 20 different databases you could have, because that's not my skill set. Get one, do your own research, find one that's free, then come to me and I'll help you build a lead magnet. But do you know what I mean? Like, I can help you in so many places, but until they've hit those checklists, I feel like I'm struggling to support them because they haven't got the fundamentals in place. And I'm like, oh God.
Here's my piece that you need to reflect on and make some decisions on, and I'm aware you've got a few minutes. So you need to sit down and go, do I want to be the person to facilitate? Doesn't necessarily need to be the person to teach, but do I want to be the person to facilitate the next step of that journey? And do I feel like if I facilitated that, or I collaborated with somebody to facilitate that next step of the journey, I'm going to have a higher success rate of people coming in, doing my course and having success of bringing it to market? Because that question, if you can answer that, will be, if teaching the course and seeing people struggle to implement it is okay, and that's you're happy to do that piece and not feel the need to offer that second piece, then just do that. Make that decision that that's your business model, and either collaborate with somebody who can support them on that next part of the journey, and so that you can pass them on. It's like, okay, well, now that you've done the course, you need to work how to implement it, and this person over here is someone I recommend, and let go of that with love. But know that that's a piece that they will need. Or go, okay, well, who can I collaborate with, or how can I pull together the pieces to say, this is what needs to happen for you to implement this and monetize it and have the system and set up all that structure, which I know you don't love, but can you go, this is what my people need, and provide a container that is monetized so that it's, creates a value. But it not only creates more income, but it also creates a better result of course that you create, and its success into the world. Because
that's right,
guarantee now that will be a point of difference that you have in the marketplace, because
Well, that's the thing. I can see the bigger picture of what's missing to get them from the very beginning of the learn the menopause thing to implement it. And I've got so many great resources. Like I've got the workshop templates. I can teach you how to build an online challenge. I can teach you how to run a retreat. I can teach you how to do a MenoFit class. Like I can teach you the nuts and bolts, and I've got great resources, but that's not the problem. It's the mindset. It's the get your shit together, go and get a database set up, go and get a link tree, like, you know, those clunky bits. Yeah, it's funny because I'm quite visionary in seeing what the bigger picture is for myself and others. Yeah, and I don't want to give them a half-assed course, because I do believe my point of difference is not just teaching the menopause stuff, but it's the other bits as well. But I can't be good at mastering every piece of that, and I don't know if I've got the energy. Like I said before with Sarah particularly, it's been such a struggle to try and support her in areas that are not my zone of genius, because I am a certain personality type and I'm like, oh, this is just bullshit, just do it. That's just me.
like collaborate with somebody or bring somebody in to do that component that you know can do that, and you know can deliver that. And that, if that is an important piece of the puzzle, then you either make the decision that you provide it, or you clearly don't provide it and they need to go elsewhere and get that, and that's their next step. But an example would be what I've just done with Laura. We did a free course where people can go through for Live Good, and then out of that there's a paid Infinite Wealth course, which is a monthly subscription, and those people that are ready to go to that next level opt into that. And not everybody is ready. We've got 2,000 people in the free container. We've got 88 in the paid container. Now that will continuously grow, and that's exactly where we want to spend our energy, not in the free container. But we still feed the free container, because we know that people going through there and learning those basics is where it starts. And that is the container that feeds the paid next level.
Yeah.
You've got a paid container that you can choose to create that next level.
Yeah.
And you just need to monetize it to a point where you can either outsource that skill set to somebody that you collaborate with, and they look after that in the way that you feel you want to create it.
Like you said, yeah. It doesn't have to be a massive piece. It could be a module in the course of planning and finding your zone of genius and your unique, you know, mindset, blah, 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 whatever it is. It doesn't, I guess it doesn't have to be.
They have to do that work, Mari. Otherwise,
they do have to do, and that's where I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be teaching that bit, but you can't complete my program and be a successful menopause specialist if you don't do the freaking mindset work.
One of my friends, she teaches health, and obviously one of her revenue mixes is Thermomix, and people can't join her course unless they get a Thermomix, you know. So it's like there's just different things that you have to have, you know. I'd love to say part of my health thing, you can't go on a detox until you own your own K8 or something like that, you know. Like there's just...
Oh, my doorbell's just gone. I'm going to have to go. Sorry, ladies, my massage client's here. Thank you for your input. I'll speak to you later.
Bye. Awesome. Thank you. I know the hour's up, but yeah, that was awesome.
I think
Thank you.
that's an opportunity for you to have a conversation with Mari too, Sonia, if you didn't see that. And maybe it's an opportunity where you can collaborate with somebody and access a different database, and for people that actually want to do that work.
Yeah, no, that's
I think
awesome.
if that mapping out is something, and maybe you could offer to test it on Sarah, who she's having, and have a result that she can be close to, because Sarah's a close friend. If you get a good result with her, that will win a relationship also. For you to prove, like, you know, to earn your stripes in what this actually does and how this unlocks people to get their multifaceted offer container clear.
And to build their house.
and build that.
Mm,
Yeah, massive.
yeah.
I mean, to me, I feel like there's a huge need in a lot of places. Like, I think those sorts of collaborations like Kimberly's and like Mari's, like that could be a really fundamental piece that you can offer
Yeah.
of that bridge into, the software piece of the next level.
Yeah. I feel like too, for me, it is like I can do the body doubling and the support now, but I don't think that's going to be sustainable long term. But I feel like in this season I'm in, and just the learning, the gathering of the data and everything. But I do know exactly what Mari's saying. There does need to be a certain checklist. Like, I'm learning, just having passwords collected, just having, like
Domain
your
name,
Stripe account, like your Stripe,
Stripe accounts, and yeah.
like your domains. And that's something I've had to sort out myself. So I feel like we can teach that, we can share that, and that can be free stuff that we can put out there to sort of let people, because then we're building up what they need. So when they do come to us, they're actually prepared. So yeah, I think having a checklist is a really, really important thing. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we didn't look at your funnel.
Yeah, we do. That's okay. I know you've got to go, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. Like, do I just go in and
Yeah, so basically, it'll have some,
I'm hearing you. I'm just checking my pot. Okay, so I'm hearing.
it'll have a few exclamation marks on places that you'll need to go in and map. Like, you'll need to choose your form that they're filling out and your opportunity pipeline that you want to send them to, and like to customize. So I would just open that automation and go through each step as if you were building it yourself, and just map it to go to the right places for you. And then it would be to rewrite those emails and put them on your templates and make it your experience, so
So
that
that first part that you just said, where will I find it?
in the automation. So if
Yes.
you open up the automation that I've shared with you, and you just start from the top and you go, what's triggering those people to come in? It'll be your form that you'll have to change it to, because
Yes.
it won't be connected to anything, because I copied it
Yeah.
and it had our form on it. So your form, when people fill that form out, then you want to add your tag. You want to move them in your opportunity pipeline, and you want to send out then a sequence of emails that come from
So
you.
I'm going to have to create a new pipeline, aren't I?
Yes, if you don't already have a Live Good
Good
pipeline,
pipeline. Yeah.
I would have a Live Good pipeline. I can share with you a Live Good pipeline. I think I'm just not sure if I clone the snapshot that I have into your account, where it's going to duplicate a whole lot of extra stuff. But I can show you just quickly what's in mine.
Mm.
Not sure if it's in here. Yeah, so it's prospect, spoken to, sent opt-in, requested info, in the Reach for the Stars group. They clicked on a trigger link in the email. They joined the Reach for the Stars Facebook group. They said they want in on a comment. I sent them my Live Good referral link. I mean, you could have that as a trigger link to sign up. They pre-enrolled and they joined.
Right. Beautiful.
So the first step would bring them into
Will I just do a screenshot of that and then just recreate it?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best.
I'll do it in sections. So wait there. Or even if you go to the pipeline, I could just take a photo of the list,
Sure.
if that's okay. And yeah, yeah. And the pipeline for the Diamond Live, is that something that I need to set up as well?
I don't think you need Diamond Blueprint because I think just add a stage into your pipeline that says
Yeah. Cool. Did we freeze?
oh, maybe and then
Sorry, we froze.
my back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're back.
froze. I felt it.
I don't know
So
where you
in
went.
this one, it would be in DB. Oh, that was right, actually. So you wouldn't have this because we had Soul Wealth Collective first, and then we needed to send them over. So you would have the first step would be that you've shared the quick start link.
Oh, the quick start link. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a link that's owned by Laura, but I don't think you need to recreate that because you're just going to put them in there when you've shared the link or when they've signed up. You know, I'm going to send them an email even that has the quick start link in it for them to get started, or you'd send a messenger or an SMS that says click on this link. And
so
then
do you actually have a checklist that says, like with the funnel that you shared with me, like the reach for the stars, do you have a checklist what actually needs to happen? Like, oh, I haven't got that one either. So where do I get that one?
yeah, I only just finished it yesterday. So
it looks so good.
Okay, so if you go to diamondblueprint.net,
So
that is like the Diamond Blueprint website, which I think is the best place to start.
Yeah.
But if you have a new affiliate, I send them straight to the quick start.
Right.
Diamondblueprint.net quick start. So your question is, do we have a checklist? All of the scripts of what to send is trained in the Diamond Blueprint. So if you go through the Diamond Blueprint training, you'll get where to access all of the things and resources that you would need to customize now because you're sending your own links for Reach for the Stars and your own links for things. So this is where you've kind of gone next level of not relying on the leverage of what Laura's created, you're creating your own. So I'm mindful that if you're using boards, that's going to be an extra cost, but you could use snippets instead.
Yeah.
But ultimately the scripts in boards say to go to the diamondblueprint.net quick start. So that's where you start. And then this is a checklist. Laura runs through exactly what the next steps are. So step 1, get access to the Diamond Blueprint. Step 2, this is what you do to get your leads into the group.
Yeah.
Now with you, you're going to use your custom link of this. Yeah. And then this is what you do once they're in the group. Step 3, this is how you get your account set up. It just takes them to the training in the Diamond Blueprint. And then this is how to get access to boards. Takes them to the training in the Diamond Blueprint. So it's like, these are your first 4 steps to get started. If you do those 4 steps, you're going to have everything and understand how the whole system works.
Yes.
So coming back to this, you sending them that link would be the first stage of them going into your onboarding funnel. And then when they've opted into Diamond Blueprint, that would be where you start.
Right.
Then
So I guess I'm just trying to work out that video, like to learn more. Like I'm trying to work out the best customer journey. So yeah, so on my website at the moment, they click on Live Good, and then it comes up with that funnel where they can join the Diamond. I think it's the Reach for the Stars, isn't it? They join
yes,
the Reach for the Stars group.
we're talking post sign up here.
Okay, so post sign up. Okay.
Yes. So once they've signed up as an affiliate using that link that you just spoke about, then this is your opportunity pipeline for them to go through.
Yeah.
The challenge is with this is that you won't have all of this data of completed course 1 and 4 because that's in Diamond Blueprint.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we monitor that for you. We make sure that your people are going along and we send them emails on your behalf once they get into Diamond Blueprint. But what you want to make sure is that they get into Telegram, they get in access to boards, and then they get to bronze. So they're kind of, you as a leader need to help them to get those first steps. If they're in Diamond Blueprint, they're in Telegram, they're on boards, they're going bronze, they're kind of starting to get to know what they're doing. And then you want to get them to silver, gold, like.
Yeah. So to get to bronze, basically owning the first 3 positions will get them to bronze, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the training in Diamond Blueprint teaches that for you. So if they go into Diamond Blueprint and they do the training and you make, all you're doing is kind of ushering them to do that training. Once they do the training, they'll understand why they want those 2 positions. They should just sign them up. And you're there going, if you want to sign them up, you want to do it now, because as you build, you're going to fill those spots and they're going to be angry at you that you put people underneath them. That's what I got.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this becomes your checklist of, you could do the same for an AGIC. You could just have stages that you take people through that you know that they've been onboarded with the highest probability of having a successful journey.
Yeah. So obviously, because I've got an AGIC, I've got this, I've got my own offers, like to be having management over all of that. So, of course, I want to leverage what Laura's doing. So I'm just thinking, at what point do I have people in my database, but then I start, I guess.
You start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
You'd start with you. And if they go off and do the Diamond Blueprint, that's okay. They're there.
Yeah.
And so you're just prompting them through. You're just not going to have the automation kind of prompts that you would have, but you can manually update your opportunity pipeline, knowing that they've logged in and you know that they've got access, and because you've had a conversation with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You can do that in the beginning. When you've got 1,000+ people in your team, you're probably not going to be able to do that. And potentially you might create your own Diamond Blueprint in your own portal and that sort of stuff. But until then, leverage.
Leverage that. Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, so I feel like I'm holding a lot of things too. So it's that, and then it's like infinite wealth. Like I haven't even looked at that container, haven't even looked at like the affiliate links. I haven't even got that. So yeah, yeah, I feel like I need to sort of build one room at a time sort of thing. But yeah,
Well, ultimately too, you know, you only need what you're wanting to promote. So say, for example, Kimberly, you know, she potentially will go to the event and potentially could comfortably fit into Infinite Wealth. So she may be the first person that you need those links for. And so you can just grab them as you need them.
yeah,
The other thing too, you won't have those links until you do the training, because you have to unlock
yeah,
them with the
yeah,
steps that are in the training. So the training is probably not even half an hour.
yeah.
So don't think it's hours of training, but I think if you go in there, that will make an understanding. And
So
then
I've got to go into Online Wise. Is
no,
that
so Infinite Wealth is in Diamond Blueprint.
right? So I need to go in.
So if you go to members.diamondblueprint.net,
Yeah,
you will have all of the Diamond Blueprint, which is a couple of hours of training. So that takes
yeah,
you through exactly how the whole system works. And you will also have an Infinite Wealth channel and
yeah,
4 Infinite Wealth courses that are unlocked for you.
yeah.
You
Okay,
do the
cool.
start here on Infinite Wealth. That
Yeah,
won't take you long, and you'll get a gist of what's in there. The first thing, like just to bring you to speed, we're promoting at the moment is the event,
yeah,
and we're also promoting you know, people joining Infinite Wealth, and we've just launched the masterclass.
yeah,
So
yeah,
instead of sending people straight to the Reach for the Stars link, you can send them to the masterclass.
yeah. Okay, then.
So I can clone that for you, and you can
Yeah,
put your own form into that, same as we did the other one.
yeah, that would be good.
Need to, in that automation, there is a little what's it called? Work something webhook.
A web hook, right?
Don't touch that. Just leave it there. It's doing the right thing. So what that will do is it will just send the data of your opt-in to Telegram, so that the admin team knows that that leads come from you, and
Yeah.
that they can let them into into
Okay.
the Facebook group.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's gone. Anyway, I booked my flights at 3 a.m. this morning because it was so freaking windy. I get very anxious when it's windy in the caravan. So I was up at 3 a.m., booked my flights. So next week I'll be able to pay for my accommodation if that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. I'll
Yeah.
just let Lauren. That's so exciting. So cool that we get to hang out for 3 days, 4 days. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Okay, so I am going to attempt to just put some of those steps into little videos. That is going to be what will be the Infinite Wealth Pro, which is
Yeah.
what you have
Yeah.
with our Lotta and Infinite
Yeah.
Wealth. So that, yeah, you understand what each of the pieces of the funnel does, and it's a bit more in depth to you.
Yeah.
Um,
It'll be really good to have it on my website so people can see what's possible too. So that'll be really good.
yeah. And I think too, like you on your website, you're only going to have that front piece, which is generally join the Facebook group or the webinar. But I
Yeah.
think you can promote the webinar, and that can be something new and fresh and exciting for people to come and join. Or you don't have to. Like, I think that's where you get to pick and choose what resonates with you on what to promote.
I wonder if on the Reach for the Stars, whether, because we're promoting this webinar, and that I should put like a little banner, you know, with the countdown clock or something, because we've got this event happening.
In the Reach for the Stars Facebook group?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Laura's going to do a live into that Facebook group. Probably we'll do it together today. Just because people are coming in that have registered for the webinar. They're like, what's this Reach for the Stars group that I've landed in? We're just offering on the thank you page for them to join Reach for the Stars, so they don't have to.
Yeah.
And we're just going to remind them the day before the event and an hour before the event to come to the event. But any people that you have in Diamond Blueprint can just go to the events tab and register.
Yeah. Cool.
So
awesome.
I will go about now from now to the 29th. I'm just going to be giving everybody ways to get access to all of the bits, and the people in Infinite Wealth will have their own custom links, but everyone else doesn't. They can still promote it, but they just don't get their custom links. So you can either use the custom link in Infinite Wealth, or you can recreate the webinar yourself, which I would probably suggest, because you can. It just would mean that you're going to need to do your own reminders behind the event, but I can share that as well.
I've got a lot. I can hold it. I've got this.
And you've got me. Just jump.
And I've got you.
Jump on Doxa if you get lost along the way. And
cool.
Yeah, and feel free not to promote everything.
You
might want to work on your own offers and have those as the thing that you're leading with. But I think the more people you put in the pipeline with a lead funnel, like Reach for the Stars or the webinar, like Laura will be doing the selling for you. So really, the more people you can get in there, it's like a magic. Like once they're in the, they'll get nurtured and kind of start to build. So
cool. Thank you.
No worries. Lots of love.
See you. Bye.